The legend in Hollywood. Rest in peace to Jason Vanderbeek. Lost his life recently due to his bout with cancer at a very young age. Then you have Robert Duvall, the legend. Most of you remember him from The Godfather and Apocalypse Now as some of his most prominent roles. I remember him from The Godfather himself, but mostly my ex-girlfriend loved this movie he did called The Apostle. And that's where he really started to grow and go into a whole nother realm. There are several reasons why people say things that are mean or demeaning or otherwise just plain nasty. Right? But when you look at the overall body of work, Robert Duvall has always been a person that stood up on standards and beliefs and direction. And he always fought for other characters around him because he knew the business of Hollywood and how it writes you off at a certain age. Like his character, him playing a character actor, he was never supposed to be the lead in any of these films. The Apostle is where, we have to really see him shine. And him really co-starring with Michael Douglas in Falling Down, where he plays a detective. He was genius. But the last bit of greatness we saw of him was a film called The Judge, where he plays Robert Downey Jr.'s father. And they shot a lot of it here in Lake County. And he was having lunch in between shoots. And his assistants were coming out in Lake Forest, Illinois. And a lot of people came out, and he was having lunch outside of a trailer. And I remember he said some very key words. And he says, you treat everybody like the last person you just spoke to, you'll never make it anywhere in life. And he says, remember how it was done. If you want to make it in films, because the kid wanted to know, I wouldn't dare interrupt the man while he's eating. Some kid up there was talking about he wanted to be an actor and all this stuff. So he told him, don't speak to somebody and say the same thing, the last thing you told to somebody else, or the way you spoke to him, don't speak to the next person that way. I know what that meant. Then, as far as acting, he says, what do you love about acting? And he says, the guy's like, I don't know. I just wake up every day. I love film. I watch movies all the time. I just want to do it so bad. I just want to do it. He says, have you ever filmed yourself doing anything? I said, no. He said, I do it for home. He says, no. Do a school play. Go to acting classes. Get used to having a lot of people watching you as you perform. Because if you can't do that, you won't be able to make it in this. You won't make it far. He said, can you handle rejections? He said, no. Well, then don't be an actor. Acting is all about rejections. Because as great as you think you are, you have to be selected by a bunch of people to judge you. Are you right for this part? Are you not right for this part? Who would do that? He was spending a lot of time with the kid. But he was right, as it all made sense. Are you right for this part? So someone his age to still have that quality to be looked at as a co-actor or co-star, as he helped actors like Denzel Washington when he was making John Q. When they were making John Q, there are a lot of scenes where those two are not seen together. They don't really have a lot of scenes and stuff working together. But the director of John Q is bumping heads a little bit with Denzel on where the direction is. So Robert Duvall comes in and agreed with Denzel Washington and said, well, let's see where this goes. Let's kind of let him off the leash. Let him act instead of trying to be so submerged with him holding on to every direct line that's written. Let him act. And if it doesn't fit, then we don't use it. He's not trying to take over the film. He's trying to do what's natural for his character in that situation. You don't understand what it's like to be a black man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they let it go, and Denzel was right. Let people cook who know how to cook. And we'll let that be that. So, love, peace, and hair grease to the great Robert Duvall. Thank you for all you've done and donated to life in general and making the world better than when you left it. You'll be appreciated. Peace.